And welcome back. I apologize for disturbing that duct tape, but we have a series, we have our players, we have our lobby, we have game one. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Altitude, we have the South Korean Protoss player representing Twisted Minds. It is Classic. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Altitude, we have his opponent. We have the American Protoss player living in the land of South Korea, representing Macherino Esports. It is Astrea. Here we go. Now, coming into this, we have a favorite. We have Classic, who is arguably the second best player, the second best Protoss player in all of South Korea right now, second only to Hero. Classic has been looking so damn good recently, and thankfully, he's also on a new team. He's also being supported and represented by Twisted Minds as well. It is great to see Classic finally getting the support that he deserves. But it is still a PvP, and even though Astrea may be a little bit lower on the totem pole, he's still a very powerful player in his own right. He is the best player in all of North America right now. He has taken the crown. He has taken that throne from Neeb for himself. And we'll see what he does with that crown. We'll see what kind of power that does hold. We'll see if he can fight back against a player of the caliber of Classic. I believe he can, but can he win a best of 3 series? Can he advance on into a qualifying match? We're here to find out. So far, hatch gas pool, what am I saying? So far, gate expands all around. Very standard openers overall. I say that this was a faster Nexus from Astrea. It was straight up gate expand from him. Classic was setting up for a gate Cybercore expand. So with this very economic opener, Astrea, he is goading his opponent into all-inning. And Classic will reciprocate. He goes for a proxy pylon, goes for a proxy robo. Classic is setting up for a one-base all-in to try to punish the greed of Astrea. Astrea is basically saying, yo, I'm going to do my best Max Pax impression. I'm going to be hyper greedy, and I'm going to defend against your all-in. Can he do so, though? Because that is a bold statement. Already the first Zealot is going to be swiping away at the Zealots of Classic. Proxy so far is hidden. Astrea is looking, and oh, he does find it. He does come across the proxy robo. He's aware he's being all-in. Stalker has arrived. The Zealot of Astrea is going to be going down. We have another Zealot rocking up from Astrea. He pulls the poise as well. I don't know if this is the best move here from Astrea. He's going to be hunting down the Zealot at least. The Zealot does go down for Classic. Probes are zoning away the Stalkers, but now we have a second Stalker as well. Can we take down the pylon? It looks like the pylon is going to fall. Classic doesn't care. Classic throws down 2 backup pylons. The robo will stay powered. And this is a lot of lost mining time from Astrea. To be fair, he can afford to because he has the advantage in the overall probe count. He does a little bit of additional damage to the Stalkers of Classic. Eventually, this is all going to get hunted down. Meanwhile, here in the main base, what do we have to defend? We have, a Forge. We have a Forge. We have shield batteries. We don't have a Robo. We don't have a Stargate. Defending with pure gateway units and cannons and shield batteries is going to be a tough ask. It is going to be difficult. Astrea does outposition his opponent. It looks like he wants to try to shut down that pylon. Looks like he will not. He's trying to buy some time. He does take down one of the Stalkers of Classic. But everything will stay powered. At least he forced Classic to throw down another pylon. But now the Prism has arrived. We are elevatoring into the main base. We can see Astrea trying to set up defensively back at home. We have cannons and shield batteries on the way. But this Immortal does so much damage to buildings. The poise are being pulled. Both the cannon and shield battery are going to be going down. That's a cancel, but a kill on the shield battery. Yeah, this cannon is not going to finish. With good enough micro, Classic should be able to break on through, and he has good enough micro. Once again, denying so much mining time here for Astrea. He hunts down the last Stalker. Now we do have a Warpin available. Another Stalker is on the way, but now we're up to 2 Immortals. GG gets called, and Classic takes game number 1. GG. Very bold of Astrea to try to go for a gate expand in such a manner against Classic of all players. Classic, just like Hero, is a very aggressive player. He is more than willing to go all in, especially in PvP. And just like that, he takes game 1. Does take game number 1. And now we are diving into game number 2. Oh boy. Now, I don't expect that game to unfold the way that it did for a second time. I don't expect that to happen. That was very unique to Altitude just because of those greedy economic openers. I say that, but once again, we're loading into a map with a ramp. We're loading into Babylon. Babylon is another very common map for these gate expand openers. And when I say gate expand, I don't literally mean just a gateway into a nexus. Just one gateway is what I'm referring to. But if Astrea tries to cut corners again, he's going to force another all in, and I don't know if he's going to be able to defend against it. We shall see. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have the South Korean Protoss player leading the series 1-0. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the American Protoss representing Maturino Esports. It is Astrea. Here we go. We are setting up for an economic opener, as we should on Babylon. Again, there's a ramp coming into the natural, so this is what we want to make use of. This is what we want to take advantage of. No, never mind. Astrea, he throws down his pylon on the high ground. Okay, so Classic is setting up for an economic opener with the low ground gateway to go into a nexus. Astrea is responding with a 2-gate opener, or what looks to be a 2-gate opener. Wait, it's nexus first! He's crazy! He's lost his mind. He saw what happened in game 1 and he's doubling down. Game 1, it was already greedy for him to go for a gate expand, and now it's a nexus first, papi. Ay ay ay. Oh my god. He's gonna force another all in. He's playing chicken with Classic. And Classic's a farmer. He's all about them chickens. Oh god. As the pylon is thrown down, I'm just a little bit in shock and awe, not gonna lie. I'm flabbergasted. I'm speechless. Alright, so I imagine we're going to be seeing another proxy robo. That would make the most sense. This isn't a bad position for a Stargate, to be fair, but oh, here we go. Astrea, he does come across a pylon. He will scout the proxy. There it is. Robo is thrown down. Astrea does confirm that. He turns around with his first couple of units. We are chronoing out the first Zealots as we speak for Astrea. Meanwhile, the dance has begun. We throw down a second pylon as well, just so Classic is safe and secure. Make sure this robo doesn't get depowered. Boys are being pulled once again. Astrea wants to shut this down. This is much more committed. In game 1, he pulled, what was it, like 4 or 5 probes. This time, we're pulling half the mineral line. Oh god, a second, a third, a fourth pylon is thrown down for Classic, just to make sure that this is not depowered. The Stalker arrives as well. The dance has begun. And with the second Zealot, we're going to be able to take down at least one of these pylons, but reinforcements are arriving. Probes are falling left and right. The Stalker survived. The Zealot of Classic survives as well. This is looking like a hold. This is not panning out. Astrea is about to lose every single one of these probes. Probes will fall. One pylon does get targeted down. Astrea is trying to snowball here. He does now have a Stalker of his own as he tries to zone away these units, but I don't see this working out, mate. The Immortal arrives, and that may just be game. Back at home, Astrea, he's got a shield battery on the way. He's got more probes in production as well. Astrea taking a worker deficit. Oh, and I'm afraid to look. Okay, we Astrea lost 15 probes. 15 probes. 2 zealots and a stalker for 1 zealot, 1 stalker, 1 probe, and 1 pylon. Now this did buy Astrea a bunch of time. He did keep Classic busy and he kept him delayed and all this stuff, but really I'm on copium as I say all these things because Classic, he dives into the main. He's got his immortal, he's got the juggling. Boys are pulled once again. We do trigger the shields on that immortal. That immortal going very deep into the base of Astrea. And Astrea, he's going to be able to hold on at least a little bit. We're setting up a surround on the immortal as well. Can he get that prism? It looks like he cannot. Shield battery does fall. Classic preserving all of his work, all of his units. Amazing juggling already. We have another immortal showing up. This is going from bad to worse, by the way. No shield battery, no overcharge at the natural. I don't know how Astrea can hold. He has to pull the boys again. No, he's focusing on the prism. He will not get the prism. GG gets called, and Classic takes the series 2-0. GG. Ooh. Astrea was crazy. That was wild. That was absolutely wild. I don't see Nexus first in PvP too often at all. And trying to do this against a player like Classic is just such a bold move. It is so, yeah, it's just such an impressive way to play. GG, well played. GG, well played. Congratulations to Classic as he advances on into a qualifying match. GG, and that means he's going to be going up against Gumiho in that qualifying match. Going to be a PvT, as Gumiho did take down Special 2-1.